From all the sci-fi alien invasion stories and shows, including movies and games, the vast majority of the hostile xenos that come to Earth to be conquerors or with the intent of being conquerors are always somewhat human-like in form, which means humanoid. You know, the ones like the aliens from Science, the Martians from Mars Attacks, and the Greys and so on. But amongst the many are a few that break from the norm, from the rest in that they are different and somewhat more animalistic in appearance. Many of these are swarm species, irrationally aggressive, or, for a couple, really advanced in technology. So here in this video we will part from the regular human-like invaders and explore 10 of these strangest and most terrifying non-humanoid alien invaders that have struck Earth in fiction. Well, they all kind of share a same or similar body type, which is animalistic and feral. So let's get to them. The first one are the Xenomorphs. So if you're wondering why we included the Xenomorphs here as alien invaders, well, we're definitely not talking about the alien Earth ones and the pet Xenomorph we unfortunately saw there. No, this entry is from the AVP movies, and yeah, although they were brought here by the predators, the Yaoja, they would definitely reproduce out of control and swarm the ancient societies, destroy them, wiping out human populations, and would have done the same to Gunnison, Colorado as well as the United States if it weren't for the intervention of the wolf predator and the nuke that wiped them all out. So yeah, we can consider these biomechanical nightmares, which are widely accepted as the epitome of alienness in the movie screens, as non-humanoid alien invaders, because their Geiger-style design and morphology says everything except humanoid, not to mention their biology and weird life cycle. The second one are the Whitespikes. The next here are these aliens from the Tomorrow War, which are obviously non-humanoid as they bear no resemblance to human anatomy or to human behavior. They are quadrupedal, bestial creatures built purely for predation and destruction. Their bodies are low and muscular, possessing 4 primary limbs, ending in sharp claws for running, slashing, and climbing, along with 2 additional tentacle-like appendages from behind that can lash out, grab prey, or launch bony projectiles like guns with deadly accuracy. Their back is also covered with a thick and armored hide that is completely bulletproof. In the movie, the Whitespikes are revealed to be not native or intelligent invading alien species, but rather engineered biological weapons created by an unknown alien civilization. Their purpose is singular and devastating: to cleanse target planets, invade them, and clean out all the indigenous life before their colonization happens. And their mode of invasion and conquering is kinda like the Xenomorphs and other swarm aliens. They reproduce out of control and then overwhelm the indigenous populations, thus causing a barren world where the other aliens can come and take over. Number 3, the Tao Tei. These here are the alien invaders from the movie The Great Wall, which so happens to take place around the year 1000 AD, but according to legend, within the storyline, a meteor crashed into the Gowu Mountains around 1000 BC, glowing with a strange green light and unleashing the first wave of the Tao Tei upon ancient China. Once on Earth, they spread outwards in a swarming invasion pattern, overwhelming human defenses through sheer numbers and coordination, and not to mention they are bigger and more powerful. Every 60 years or so, they emerge from their mountain range to feed and multiply, attacking in relentless hordes that move like a living tidal wave across the land. Their invasion follows a hive mind structure, which is centered on a single queen whose survival and reproduction determine the species' expansion. These are green-skinned quadrupedal carnivores with a distinctly alien yet animalistic appearance, combining traits of reptiles, canids, and insects. They also are composed of 3 castes: the soldiers, gods, and the queen that alone possesses strategic intelligence that lead the entire species. Another alien species here is from the movie called The Rim of the World. Here an alien invasion unfolds suddenly and violently, transforming what begins as an ordinary summer camp into a global catastrophe. The creatures here that led the assault are a strange and brutal species of bioengineered predators, possessing both organic weaponry and advanced technology. The primary alien seen throughout the movie is a quadrupedal creature with a powerful muscular frame and multiple smaller limbs extending from its chest and abdomen, which gives it a grotesque, spider-like silhouette. Anyway, this alien's most disturbing ability is its rapid regeneration, as bullets and fire only slow it down briefly before its wounds heal in a mere seconds or minutes depending on the severity of the wounds, and this is just some sort of genetic or biomechanical self-repair mechanisms. The combination of the feral instinct, bioweaponry, and advanced alien science makes this invader, or invaders if there are more, nearly unstoppable. Then next we come to the Reapers from the movie called Elevation, which were originally thought to be human-made species that subsequently pushed towards the downfall of humanity due to their invulnerability to human weapons, and that they were excellent as exterminators, well, at least below 8,000 feet. However, we were then told that they emerged from vast sinkholes that opened up across the Earth 3 years before the film's events, and that at the end, it was hinted that they were sent there by another alien race to pave the way for their arrival. This kind of combines the themes of War of the Worlds, where the tripods were planted inside the ground by the Martians long time back, and also that they also borrowed the theme from the Tomorrow War, where the creatures seen were but weapons used by another alien race to eradicate endemic life forms before colonization. Morphologically, these Reapers were massive hexapedal hunters, where they have 6 powerful limbs built for stability and acceleration, allowing them to sprint and climb with terrifying agility. Their bodies are sleek and black, kinda like a massive scorpion, and armored with a biometallic exoskeleton that easily deflects bullets and explosives. So, we finished 5, now the 6th one here are the Mimics from the movie The Edge of Tomorrow. These are an alien hive species that arrive on Earth via asteroids, bringing humanity to the brink of extinction. The Mimics wage war across Europe with one purpose, and that is to claim Earth for themselves, but starting with Europe and then spreading on. Connected by a hive mind, they possess a terrifying evolutionary advantage, which is the ability to manipulate time. These mimics function as a biomechanical hive organism composed of 3 distinct castes: drones, alphas, and the singular Omega, which is the hive mind. And aside from the design of the hive mind Omega, which is kinda globular, the others, well, their bodies are like a tangled mess of tendrils and limbs in a constant motion. The drones use their tentacular appendages to sprint, climb, burrow, and kill with impossible speed. After 5 years of relentless warfare, humanity's survival hinged on only one final gamble, which is Operation Downfall, which was this massive multi-front invasion designed to retake Europe, and this all came to an end, thankfully, with the destruction of the Omega, which was never part of the plan, and thankfully happened due to a series of events that led to Tom Cruise being infected by an alpha, or an alpha's blood, which gave him the ability to look into the future, or at least relive the temporal manipulation, and then, at the end find the Omega and kill it. Now 7. The Tripod Aliens. Unlike H.G. Wells' original Martians, Spielberg's War of the Worlds invaders do not come from Mars, but rather from an unnamed and distant world, probably located elsewhere in the Milky Way. They are portrayed as an ancient, highly advanced species that had been planning the conquest of Earth for millions of years. Physically, the aliens are tripedal life forms whose own anatomy eerily mirrors the design of their war machines. Each tripod creature possesses 3 long, slender legs ending in webbed, flexible feet. Their bodies are pale, smooth, and almost translucent, which gives them a creepy look, especially with their triangular and flat heads. The aliens' mode of invasion is as calculated as it can be. Rather than open planetary assault, they use a dominant invasion strategy, pre-planting their tripods underground before human civilization began, possibly as a part of a long-term plan of conquest, or the invasion ultimately fails not due to human resistance, but because the aliens, despite their godlike technologies, are biologically unprepared for Earth's microscopic life forms. Now next we have the Formics, which were an ancient spacefaring insectoid species that invaded Earth in Ender's Game. During the first Formic War, the aliens killed over 40 million humans out of misunderstanding and not out of sinister purposes. They were unable to comprehend individual consciousness and assume humans were a non-sentient species, kinda like animals. Anyway, these Formics bear a striking resemblance to Earth's ants, which is probably a parallel to both their biology and psychology. They were born for war. They evolved in an environment of brutal nest conflicts, which makes them highly efficient killers. The species is composed of hive queens, male drones, and workers, all connected through a vast hive mind. Believing another invasion was imminent, humanity prepared and launched counterattacks. At the head of this last gamble was Ender Wiggin, who, unaware of the Formic surrender, deployed the molecular disruption device, which was a planet-cracking weapon that almost eradicated the species and almost caused their extinction. The 9th one here is the Roach or the Leech. So in the movie Cloverfield Lane, an alien invasion was hinted at the latter part of the movie, and just for a brief time we saw one of the alien species that was part of the invasion force, or at least if not the main alien race, probably a bioweapon of theirs like the Whitespikes. These are called the Roach or Leech by the fandom. They act as predatory drones or scouts, hunting humans in rural areas, responding to sound and movement. Their connection to the mothership seems biological, possibly sharing a neural or pheromonal link, as evidenced when one retreats after the ship emits a sonic pulse. Their heads are large and vaguely reptilian, or also like a worm, tapering into a circular mouth with rings of needle-like teeth. Inside this mouth is a secondary extending oral structure A smaller muscular mouth that can shoot outwards to grasp or puncture prey, similar in function to the Xenomorph's inner jaw. These aliens lack visible eyes, nostrils, or any clear sensory organs, which suggests that they perceive their environment through echolocation maybe, or by bioelectromagnetic detection, or maybe by pheromones. And lastly, we end here with the Death Angels. These are also referred to as listeners by survivors, and they are an alien species that almost eradicated humanity in the movie franchise of A Quiet Place. These terrifying creatures arrive on Earth within a series of meteorites that struck the planet, and they emerge shortly after impact and swiftly begin their massacre of the human race. In the first few days of their arrival, their unmatched speed, strength, and near invulnerability allowed them to decimate human populations across the globe, collapsing the human civilization almost overnight. And as for their biology, they are alien in every sense. The writers and the director indicate that they originated from a lightless, high-gravity planet in a distant galaxy, and when they arrived on Earth, their adaptations made them unstoppable. Their strength was amplified by Earth's weaker gravity, and their armor proved impervious to nearly all forms of human weaponry, including small arms, explosives, and even missiles. In just months, they had effectively rendered Earth a graveyard, ruled by creatures from another planet that hunt by sound and kill without a purpose. And with that, we end this video on the 10 terrifying non-humanoid alien invaders. And if you have more on your mind, then put them down in the comment section below. And if they reach 10 in numbers, then we will make another video. That's fine, right? Anyway, if you like this video, then watch this other one, and do hit the like button for support. And for the ones viewing this in their phones, well, press the hype option to hype the video to other viewers. Also subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care, fam.